The idea of an ARM-powered device that maximizes efficiency and battery life while offering adequate performance is a pretty good one. And it's funny to me that on the laptop side of things, everyone's kind of going that direction, while on the handheld gaming side of things, I'm looking at a device like the AYANEO Pocket S asking, in a world where the Steam Deck and its various competitors exist, why do you need to? I will say this right out of the box, the form factor kind of justifies it a little bit. I actually am kind of loving the feel of this thing. AYANEO has apparently been working on this with Qualcomm for nearly a year, and it features Qualcomm's new G3X Gen 2. Can I just say for a moment, I hate their branding. In a nutshell, this is a gaming-centric SoC that seems to be most closely related to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 with a similar octa-core layout, but a beefed up GPU that runs at a higher clock speed, which in our testing, we did observe has an impact on the heat of the device. In its highest performance profile, let's just say it got a little toasty, especially up in the top left where the SoC is. Speakers, a fully fledged USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, ooh, micro SD expansion. Hey, so it turns out they can put these on phones. See, I thought it was impossible. Hey Gary, what's the side switch do? Oh, it's a turbo mode switch. We got our bumpers, our triggers, which are Hall effect, as well as our tertiary buttons, volume, and of course, our power. Of course, the real action is happening on the face, which has a better than a DS, but not as good as a full-size joystick-like feel. I actually really don't mind this layout. The D-pad has been a source of consternation in the community. The feel to it seems suitably adequate for me, but AYANEO has acknowledged the issues and are apparently issuing fixes. Oh, this is a fixed one. Oh, well that explains why it feels good then. Ooh, fully unleash the performance. Got it, proceed. We actually wouldn't necessarily recommend that. We found that the best balance of battery life, performance, and user experience was in balanced performance mode with the low fan mode, and boy, I can see why you guys adjusted the fan mode. Good gravy, does this thing ever ramp up. Jeez, guys. I wanna take a quick look at the rest of the buttons, but before I do that, Gary's gonna put the back of his body in the frame. Gary, come on this side. Look, they didn't have video cameras when he was born, so. Gary.
Yes?
I can't figure out what half of these buttons do.
Okay.
These don't seem to do anything.
Yeah, this is the most important one.
So that's cool. ISpace is something that I do have experience with on their x86 handheld devices. Okay, controller configuration. This is a big bugbear for these Android devices is, yeah, sure. There's so many emulators that are available for the platform now, but sometimes getting controls bound to them can be a problem, and it was great here, right?
Yes.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. Performance was actually quite good, but mapping the controls was a hit and miss affair.
Let me try it out. And before I do that, I'm gonna tell you about our sponsor.
LTTstore.com has a present for you.
Ooh, present from LTTstore.com. Some fragrant limes.
Oh, the desk pad.
Thank you. Wow, that peel. Really intense. Woo! Today is the official start of Lime Day, with new deals on LTTstore.com every day, up to 60% off until July 19th. Today, you can get this ShortCircuit hoodie for 55% off. It comes with many pockets that you can put an AYANEO Pocket S in, and ooh, we also just released the MAC address Oxford shirt. We never really discount things at launch, but it's Lime Day, so it's 25% off. The first 1,000 people to buy a Circuit desk pad will get a free Razer mouse. Really, a free mouse with a desk pad? Deals will rotate every day with some sweet limited quantity deals like these ones available each day. So check out all the deals at LTTstore.com. Some of their main selling points for this thing are the beefy vapor chamber cooler, as well as their like biology-inspired metal ring around the outside. That, I'm really not sure if I fully understand what the heck it is that they're talking about. But I will say that the cooling definitely seems to add some heft to this thing. This is a dense device. Fun fact, by the way, Hall effect does not mean quality. It just means that it uses magnetic actuation, like it uses magnetism to determine where exactly the stick is tilted. The mechanical centering is still done by not magnets, and if there's any inconsistency from one to the next, then you could still need to have a lot of slop or big dead zones built into your product in order to make sure that when it's centered, your character isn't, moving around or drifting. Seriously? I can't bind the right stick to pan the, oh my God. Man, talk about fixing one problem and creating another one. I got my cool on-screen controls and everything. Too bad I can't see anything, what's going on, see? Yeah, exactly. Like, I've got about as much visibility as you guys do. I think so. You can see it's like it's trying to work. What are you even doing, buddy? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I could make this work. No, I got this. I just need way more actions per minute. One of the big highlights is, of course, the screen, which now that I've turned it up all the way, it's pretty darn bright. We measured it at just over the 400 nits that it's rated for. If that right stick thing just stay in the middle? Are you kidding me right now? Settings. Theoretically, I shouldn't have to do this anyway. This game has controller support. Man. Which is a shame, because this is the kind of thing I'd love to play on. The performance in our testing was pretty solid. We got anywhere from 6 to 10 hours of battery life, depending on the performance profile. The screen was pretty good. It's IPS, so you're not gonna get that amazing contrast that you'd get out of an OLED, but it exceeded their specifications for brightness and had reasonable color volume. I even quite like the ergonomics. It's just that some of the oversights here, I just don't understand how they made their way into a finished product. This controller binding issue, like you can buy a backbone, strap it to your Android phone, and you're immediately having a better experience. Also, the screen, for all the good things that I said about it, is only 60 Hertz, which means you're not even really taking advantage of the highest possible performance you can get out of this device because you're gonna be 60 FPS locked. The other big one for us is the price. I mean, if this was coming in and it was $250 or something like that, like it was a higher performance version of something like a Logitech G Cloud, and I could just use this to stream games all day and night off of Microsoft service or off of Nvidia's game streaming service, well, all of a sudden, at least it's got a reason for existing. But starting at $509? I mean, good Lord. You're up against the entry-level price for an x86 handheld, and I mean, they could run like any game you want. Does AYANEO have justification for any of this? Other than please buy it? Oh, there's a 1440p limited edition. But then, wait, that's the only one that we can seem to find for sale, so in theory, it actually starts at around $400. It's just that that's for the 1080p version that we can't seem to find for sale anywhere. AYANEO is a funny company. Every once in a while, they absolutely nail it, and then there's this. The AYN Odin on paper doesn't look as good, but at the much lower price, makes a lot of sense. I don't know, maybe we'll see a future handheld from them since they're collaborating with Qualcomm anyway, and we'll get something more like a gaming handheld version of a Snapdragon X Elite or something like that, and it'll like really be awesome. I just don't see putting my money into this one. But I see putting my money into ShortCircuit. So subscribe so that I don't waste it. Hey.